Welcome to 365 Wing Chun on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you like my stuff. Let's get to it. Alright, so in the second form, there's a part where you learn from Iji Kim Young Ma facing this way. You are putting your hands up and you're shifting here to here. Okay? When you do this, what you want to do is lower yourself and then shift and turn. You do not want to do this, or you're bobbling up and down, okay? You also don't want to go like this and turn too much, where my chest is aimed way over here. I want to aim my chest here. My feet are not pointed in this direction. They're pointed over here, but my chest is pointed here. And then I flip back to here. My feet are pointed this way. My chest is this way. So it's from here to here. Okay. So there is a video of a particular guy that I'm always getting on because he constantly posts videos in another forum and his stuff is just trash. There's no other way to say it. It's just trash. So he has a video of one of his students punching, and he is standing out like this with his arms, and he has two hand mitts. So he has his student punching here, shifting, punching here, shifting, punching here. That's fine until you look at the student's feet and what this guy is teaching his student. He's teaching him wrong. So, had the guy been where the camera is in front of me, and I am in Iji Kim Young Ma pointed at the guy, and he's got his arms out, then yes, I would shift and I would punch in this hand that's extending because he's like this, hitting his mitt, and then move over here and then hit his mitt here. Alright? That would be fine, but that's not what happens in the video. In the video, the guy's standing over here, okay? And his student is in Iji Kim Young Ma aimed this way. And the guy's arms are out so that when I'm punching over here where his mitt is, I can still do the form and I'm still okay here. But the problem is he has him shifting way over here like this on a tightrope. Now my feet are in a tightrope and I'm punching way over here. So in other words, his student is in a Iji Kim Young Ma aimed this way. The Sifu, we're using quotation marks, is standing actually right here. But his student's Iji Kim Young Ma is pointed here. And the guy's out like right over here with his arms extended. So his student is at Iji Kim Young Ma facing this way, shifting and turning and punching here on this mitt, which that's fine. But it's the secondary mitt when I turn. He has him turning real weird. Guys, you cannot put a foot in front, pointing like this, with your other foot directly in back. This is what we call walking a tightrope. It doesn't matter if your feet are close together and you're doing this. You're walking a tightrope, okay? It doesn't matter if your feet are further apart. You're walking a tightrope. That's not Wing Chun. In Wing Chun, you get an Iji Kim Young Ma, you shift and turn, and if your feet are pointed here, you are able to turn your upper body from this side all the way to here with a shift turn, okay? So you have this whole range where I can fight anywhere through here. Now I'm shifting with my feet. And my feet are pointed in this direction, but my chest is pointed here. What you don't see is what this student would have been doing, which would have been shifting to here, which would have been fine. But way over here is not fine. My feet, in order for me to go all the way over here, from this position, I can go to here, and here's where I'd stop. But in order to go here, I have to turn so far. Now I'm on a tightrope. My feet are in a tightrope. I hope the camera can pick this up. My feet are in a tightrope. It doesn't matter that my feet are further apart or if my feet are close. This is a tightrope. We don't do that. What you want to do when you're opening up is you have your knee, you're down. And this guy's notorious for not sitting. Let me explain to you what sitting is on a root. Okay? When I'm like this is not sitting. I'm not sitting. I'm not sitting at all. This is not sitting. My knees are bent. I'm not sitting at all. I know where I need to be. This is sitting. Now I'm sitting. Now I'm down. Now my knees are bent. Do you see how far my knees are bent? So this particular guy on this video, he's like 7'2", I think. He's like really tall. He's like 7 foot something. Maybe he's 6'8". I don't know. He's way taller than me, okay? So when you're shifting, if I'm aimed here, that's fine. My feet are aimed here, but I'm not on a tightrope. Not from this position. If I was aiming at the camera, I'm going to be here and here. I'm on a box. It's one of the only boxes in Wing Chun, by the way, if you follow the principles. Everything in Wing Chun almost is a triangle, except for our sphere of influence. We have a sphere. When we're doing this from the first form, this is opening up where we are going to fight. You have a sphere going this way. You have a sphere going this way. This is your center line. It's not technically a triangle. Your arms are a triangle because of the way they make the body. The way the body's positioned. Your arms make the triangle in the sphere this way and this way. When you're tanning, that is a triangle. When you are pulling from the ground to do the punch, you have triangle here and a triangle up here going into the sphere. The only square, the only box in Wing Chun is your feet. Opening up. My feet are pointed here. My knees bent. I'm down. I'm rooted. Okay? And I'm coming at you. Well, you can't really see the thing. I am here. My foot is not all the way in the middle. Okay? My foot is on a square. And if you make a square, this is on the first corner. So this would be corner 1, corner 2, corner 3 would be over here. And that's where my other foot is on. Somewhere around my heel or the middle. Not really the heel, but the middle part of the foot is going to be on the first triangle, the first square. Second square is empty, and then the third square is where I'm at. So if I'm fighting a guy over here, I'm not on a tightrope. My knees are bent down, and that's to prevent a groin shot. When you're doing this, you want to have a little bit of suction. That's the only way we can explain it. If you're in Yi Ji Kim Young Ma, you are pulling in your knees slightly while dropping your weight. This is a suction. So when you open up, you still want to have that suction on that front leg. You don't really worry about it on the back leg, whether you have 60% of your weight or 50-50 or 70-30 or whatever. So when you're somewhere in this area, you're pulling in with your knee a little bit of that suction going in that way. If it's the other leg and I'm opening up and I have my knees bent, I do that suction. My triangle is here. My third leg would be over here. My toes are pointed here, but I'm aimed here. So I'm going this way now. At no time are we walking a tightrope. What I'm doing right now would be a tightrope. It's hard to see. My ankles are almost crossed, but they're on the same line. We do not do that. That's not a square. If you make a square from where you're aimed at, where you're fighting at, the square, your front foot, the middle of it, and around your heel should be on the one point. And then the opposite end point of that square is where your other foot goes. Your toes are never pointed at the enemy. In other words, pointing my toes where I'm going to walk is wrong. It opens up the groin. It causes problems with rooting and every other thing. Okay? Now, like I said, Wing Chun it has a lot of triangles in the system. Okay? From your punching is a triangle. When you're coming up, you don't really do this. Okay? But I'm just right. So you want to maintain the core. The arms move. Okay? Maintain the core. The arms move. These are triangles. You are lifting up from the ground and firing. Okay? Make sure you always have your Wu hand up. Too many people are doing Wing Chun, and you guys, I have to think to even mess this up. You guys are like out here. This isn't a Wu. Okay? Wu hand needs to be somewhere in here. When you do a Buse strike, a lot of you will do kind of a side Wu. I do that too because I'm setting up for the next Wu. I may not be here, but I'm here. So you're setting up for your Wu is turning into a Buse strike way back here. that's fine. That's still somewhere in here. You're still maintaining that woo guard, okay? Technically, if you're doing view strike really fast, it's going to be here. It's not going to be here. I don't see a problem with that. Maybe somebody out there does have a problem with it. But when you are firing up the fist, you need to have that woo hand there. Your elbow is 1 fist distance away from your stomach line. You're not going to be, you can be a little closer here. Somewhere through here is woo, okay? Man sow is out here. Woo sow is in here. You want a fist distance and sometimes a half fist distance and a half from your stomach. So when you're fighting and you're moving, it's always back here. See, this is the woo hand. It's prepared, ready to go in a fist. So you can still make it look like boxing while you're moving. But you got to have that hand back, guys. Too many of you all are doing this stuff right here. This is chambered punches. That's not a woo hand. That's a, hey, this side's open, hit me here. That's what that is. This is woo. And don't turn to the side. But anyways, if I'm going to punch a guy way back here, I don't stay in Yiji Kim Young Ma facing this way and shift all the way over here, because now I'm walking on a tightrope. You don't do that. What you do is, if they're coming at you really fast, you can shift halfway and fire. You can still chop them, okay? Because that's in the form. These are not meant for fighting a guy, turning to your side, and whacking him. That is meant for an area of where your attack could be on your sides if they're coming at you. So if I'm right here and I'm fighting a guy here in front of me, and a guy's coming from right over here, I can turn halfway and whack him. Now I know where he is. I will 45-degree angle step, and now I'm coming for him. This is why retreating steps are important. And I see a lot of Wing Chun people sit there and argue with me that there are no retreating steps. A retreating step is when you're going back and you're practicing your footwork. Okay? I stopped. My chest and my hips are facing this way. My knees and my toes are pointed over here. So this is correct footwork. I do not want to spin all the way around here. I step. You got to learn to do these steps, guys. If I want to fight a guy in front of me, I'm here. If I want to fight somebody way back behind, I step. I'm perfect. My feet are aimed over here. My knees are pointed this way. My chest is this way. This is perfect. If I want to back up, I'm over here. Now, what if the camera was the guy going to attack me? Step and turn. You see that step? It's kind of hard to see. So from this position, I'm stepping. Where do you learn that from? The second form. You learn that in the second form when you're turning around. From this position, I'm fighting over here. My knees pointed this way along with my feet. My hips, my shoulders and chest are pointed into the corner over here, and I'm fighting a guy. If someone was over here coming up behind me, I pick my foot up, step, and drag the other one. That's from the second form. You do not do any of this dumb stuff where you're here and you shift and then I'm attacking here. I'm now on a tightrope. This is incorrect. Guys, work on the footwork.